Close your eyes and arrive by water. A gondola drifts silently through a narrow Venetian canal. Your guide, dressed in dark linen and a soft cap, rows slowly, each stroke rippling soft echoes through the stone walls. The boat rocks gently, steady and sure, as if it knows the way by heart. The lanterns hanging from doorways reflect off the canal's glassy surface like golden stars. Their light dances, flickers and folds with the water, painting the gondola's hull in shifting gold. You lean back into the velvet cushion beneath you. The black canopy above frames the night sky, indigo and endless, spattered with stars like ancient jewels. A breeze curls past your face, carrying the scent of salt, sweet resin and wood smoke from distant chimneys. Somewhere ahead, a violinist practices a slow tune near an open window. You glide beneath an arched bridge where shadows bend and the sound of oars amplifies into a watery cathedral. A woman leans from a high window, holding a candle that casts her face in amber. Below her, a striped cat stretches across a warm marble ledge, tail flicking with disinterest. You pass quiet doors marked by lion carvings and family crests, their edges worn by centuries of whispers and wishes. Iron balconies are adorned with red silks and green herbs. Above, bells toll softly, announcing nightfall. You are entering a dream built of water and firelight, and the city welcomes you. The gondola slows to a gentle stop. It bumps against a stair of smooth stone, mossy at the edges from centuries of tides. You step carefully onto the dock, your sandals tapping quietly against the cool stone. The gondolier nods, then disappears into the darkness, the oar sweeping in soft rhythm behind him. Venice unfolds before you in sacred silence. There are no hooves, no wheels, only footsteps. The echo of your souls merges with the subtle symphony of the canal. Water lapping, ropes creaking, gulls calling from the rooftops. You walk slowly into a passageway lit by lanterns strung between walls. Their metal frames sway lightly in the wind, casting shadows that stretch and breathe across stucco. Balconies lean from above, covered in potted basil and worn linens, drying from the day. The homes are narrow, tall, painted in ochre, moss green, and midnight blue. Their windows flicker with soft light or remain hidden behind carved shutters. The scent of the city changes with each step. First salt and brine, then garlic and rosemary, then something faint and warm, bread perhaps, or wine. You pass a small alley where two cats sit as if in conversation. Somewhere ahead, a door creaks open and then closes. A laugh echoes, then fades. A moment of music drifts out, then disappears. Each footstep connects you further, not just to the street beneath you, but to the lives quietly lived behind every wall. Your steps echo gently and are answered by nothing but water. Turn down a shadowed lane, guided by instinct more than direction. The buildings seem to part slightly, revealing a narrow archway framed in ivy and carved stone. You step through and discover a courtyard that feels untouched by time. It is small, no wider than a few paces across, but rich with life. Jasmine vines climb the walls in swirling arcs. Lemon trees sway gently, and tiny white petals scatter across the tiled floor like snowflakes. A marble statue stands in the corner. A forgotten goddess or muse, her features worn smooth by weather and years. One hand reaches outward, as if inviting you closer. In the center, a fountain murmurs. Its bowl is chipped, its flow gentle, like the whisper of an old friend. Water trickles down, forming ripples that reflect the lantern light like trembling stars. You sit on a bench carved from stone and wrapped in moss. The seat is cool, grounding. From a high window, a candle flickers and vanishes. Here, you are hidden from the world, shielded by ivy and moonlight. The scent of lavender and wet stone fills the air, blending with a distant hum of life beyond the walls. Time slows, then slips away, and you forget you ever walked through streets. You follow a wide stairway leading into a grand hall set within a merchant's villa. The door is thick wood, bound in iron, and it creaks open with the weight of stories. Inside, the chamber is dimly lit by wall sconces and a roaring hearth. The ceiling beams are thick and dark, carved with vines and animals. Each plank has absorbed a century of candlelight and smoke. A long table runs the length of the room, covered in maps, scrolls, and open ledgers. Beside it, chests and crates overflow with velvet, citrus, glassware, and tapestries folded like precious secrets. The merchant appears in a robe of soft wool, silver stitched at the cuffs. He smiles, gestures for you to sit, and pours warm honey wine into a small clay cup. You settle into a velvet chair and feel your body ease. He speaks softly, his voice the echo of travel. You leave the warmth of the merchant's hall and follow a narrow hallway lined with faded tapestries. The walls shift from polished stone to old brick. Velvet curtains part to reveal a cloistered library, dim, quiet, and sacred. You step inside and feel the air change. It is cooler here, older, shelves stretch to the ceiling, bowed slightly with the weight of ancient books. Their spines are worn, some cracked, others still vivid with gilded letters. The scent is unmistakable. Beeswax, ink, old paper, and leather. At the center of the room sits a round oak table with scrolls unfurled and weights holding corners in place. A candle in a bronze holder burns low, its wax curled like parchment. A quill rests beside a half-filled page. You trace your fingers along the binding of a book, its title etched in Latin. Another is in Greek, another Arabic. They speak not just of stories, but of centuries of silence. You sit, the wood creaks gently beneath you. You breathe in and turn a page. Outside, the wind brushes against the tall, arched shutters. A few rustle open. Moonlight spills through, falling across the table like a soft veil. Every sound is soft. The whisper of paper, the sigh of the building, your own slowing breath. You read but do not absorb the words. You listen to them as if the books themselves are humming to you. Each one holds a piece of the city, its trade, its magic, its memory. The longer you sit, the more time softens, dissolves, and you are no longer in a library, but within a dream stitched of candlelight and ink. You leave the cloister and return to the winding streets of Venice. The air is different now, warmer, lighter. The weight of the books has given way to something else, something melodic. From somewhere nearby, music drifts through the stones. You pause. The soft strumming of a lute rises, slow and deliberate. The notes are delicate, like glass, balanced on water. They echo between buildings, turning corners with gentle confidence. You follow the sound. Through a narrow alley where laundry sways like ghosts, under archways lit with orange lanterns, past a closed bakery still warm with the scent of flour and cinnamon. The music grows clearer. A small piazza opens suddenly before you, quiet and circular. At its center, a young musician sits on the edge of a well, surrounded by candles placed in ceramic cups. His fingers move across the strings with practiced ease. He plays not for applause, but for the air, the walls, the stars. Around him a quiet audience has gathered, an elderly baker with flour on his sleeves, a mother holding a sleeping child, a merchant with his eyes closed, smiling. No one speaks. You find a place along the edge of the square and sit. The stone is cool beneath you. You close your eyes. The music fills the gaps between thought and breath. Each note slows you, each pause invites stillness. When the song ends, it leaves behind a kind of warmth, not in your skin but in your soul, and in the silence that follows, Venice exhales with you. You wander away from the square and find yourself at the edge of a smaller canal, quieter, more intimate. The water here is still, black as silk, reflecting the windows above like a liquid mirror. Then, a light appears. A single boat, low and narrow, comes into view, its surface covered in flickering candles. Behind it, another, then another. A slow procession of gondolas, each cradling dozens of tiny flames in colored glass cups. Reds, ambers, deep blues, they drift as if the stars themselves had descended to ride the water. You kneel near the stone bank. A woman wrapped in a dark shawl approaches with a soft smile. She holds a small dish carved from olive wood, a candle nestled within. She places it in your hands, and without a word steps away. You whisper something into the flame, a name, a hope, a prayer, a memory. Then you lower it to the surface of the canal. It wobbles, steadies, and floats. Your candle joins the others, a tiny dream adrift in a river of fire. The boats pass, their reflections shimmering beneath bridges, beneath iron balconies, beneath painted shutters where no one watches, yet everyone listens. The city is silent, save for the lapping of water and the hush of wind. It is as if Venice herself holds her breath. You stand and watch the candles vanish around the bend, and your breath slows as your heart lets go. You are led now through another set of winding streets until you reach a tall, narrow home pressed between two towers. The door opens quietly, revealing a warm amber light within. A woman with silver hair and a violet robe guides you upstairs, where a chamber waits, calm and sumptuous. Everything glows gold. The walls are lined with flowing drapes, silk dyed in pale ochre, plum, and seafoam blue. They sway slightly as the night air drifts through open windows. The ceiling curves into an arch, beams carved with stars. At the center, a bed low to the ground, draped in linen and velvet. A folded robe rests on the corner, and a silver bowl of rose water sits on a stand. You wash your hands. The scent is delicate, and the coolness wraps your fingers in peace. Then you lie back. The mattress gives softly beneath you. The pillows catch your shoulders like a sigh. Above, a wooden shutter has been drawn open, framing a view of rooftops and stars. From somewhere nearby, the gentle murmur of voices, a lute played far off, then nothing. A servant lights one last candle, a narrow taper on a brass holder near your bed. Its flame sways once, then stills. She leaves without a sound. The room is warm, safe, silken. You close your eyes and the breeze brushes your cheek like a final thought whispered before sleep. And in the hush that follows, the chamber becomes your cradle. The hour changes. A deep bell tolls from San Marco, slow, sonorous, sacred. It echoes across rooftops, its vibration curling through alleyways and over canals like a ripple through still water. You lie in the silk chamber, eyes still closed, but listening. The tone is followed by another, this one higher, more delicate. Then another, fainter still, farther away. Each bell speaks from a different part of the city, from towers, from churches, from convents cloaked in ivy. Together they form a chorus, not in harmony, but in communion. The bells don't count time here, they cradle it. They call no one, they rush nothing. You imagine the rooftops beneath the sound, terracotta tiles glinting faintly under the moon, doves shifting on ledges, curtains fluttering, cats pausing mid-step. Each toll wraps around the next, fading gently into the air like soft threads drawn through linen. For a long moment the bells continue, then one by one they fall silent, until only the wind remains. It moves lightly over the buildings, through windows and alleys, across your bed, and with it comes a hush so deep it feels holy. You breathe in and out. The candle beside you flickers, casting golden shadows across the silk wall. You watch it slowly lean, dance, and still. Your body feels weightless now, as if floating. The sounds of the city, the bells, the water, the distant footsteps have faded into something softer than silence. Outside your window, a gondola passes. You do not see it, but you feel the water shift just slightly beneath the walls, a soft rhythm, like a cradle swaying. You sink into the bed as if into velvet. The linen folds around your skin, your chest rises and falls with perfect ease. The candle dims, its flame grows small. Then it vanishes. You see nothing, hear nothing, only the breath of the night. And and as the moon watches, you fall. Not downward, but inward. Not asleep, but dreaming. You are no longer in Venice. You are Venice, and you are home.